year. You know, a year full of endless possibilities and opportunities. Last week we had our burning bowl ceremony. We wrote down what we wanted to release and we literally melted those ideas away. We let them go and set an intention to rid ourselves of them forever. It was a really powerful, impactful experience because it helped us release. And when we release, we create empty space so we can embrace that which is to come into our lives. It's a tradition here at Unity Spiritual Center and in many Unity churches to do a second ritual along with the burning bowl, and that's the white stone ceremony. And the white stone ceremony symbolizes starting new. It's done as a follow-up of the burning bowl, and it's an opportunity to help us claim our good for the coming year. Now, these stones were included in your Christmas bag, as well as a marker. And if you didn't receive one, I invite you to just use an index card or a small piece of paper or something where you'll write down your new name. Now, it should be small enough that you could carry it in your purse or your pocket, you know, like the white stone. It's just something that you could see frequently and reference. So I'm going to start with a question. How many of you love your name? I did not like my name growing up, Carmela. All I wanted was to have a normal name, something that wasn't ethnic, because I was always teased. My nickname was Millie, which wasn't one much better. And as I grew, though, I grew into my true self. And when I grew and embraced my true self, I let go of the name Millie, which symbolized the child, and I embraced the name Carmela. I recognized that Carmela was a unique expression of who I am. Now, what we don't realize is that names have a significance. There's an energy, a vibration that comes with that. In ancient times, names were very meaningful and sacred. Each name represented a quality within the person who carried that name. So when a child was born, you named your child based on the qualities that you wanted them to have. Now, on the same note, a change in name represents a change in consciousness. And we see that all throughout scripture. Just as, again, when I let go of the Millie and started using Carmela, is because I had had a shift in consciousness. I was no longer that little girl. But first, let's put this in context. This ceremony is inspired by a quote from the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17, where it says, "Let anyone who has an ear to listen, to everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it." Now, in that passage, we see a couple of actions and a couple of promises. The first action or activity is listening or meditation. An ear to hear is not an outer ear, but the ear of the soul, the ear that hears that still small voice within. We develop this inner listening quality by getting out of our intellect and into our hearts. And we do that through meditation. It's a tool to help us quiet our busy mind and listen to the divine voice of wisdom within. We open our minds and our hearts to this deep intuitive knowing. Now, another activity or tool is surrender. The passage says, "To everyone who conquers." Now, the conquering is not an outer war, but an inner one. To everyone who takes the time to listen to that still small voice within, to everyone who practices release and affirms the inner qualities, That's what we're conquering. We realize it requires surrender, surrendering our personal will and embracing divine will. And it's by surrendering our ego that we can achieve this victory. It's the birthing of our true self, our essence, just as Jesus taught and demonstrated. Now, in that passage, there's also 3 promises. It says, to everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. So the first promise is hidden manna. In the days of wandering in the wilderness with Moses, the manna was sent by God. The people only had to go on and collect it each day. They did not have to do anything to earn it. And if they tried, it spoiled. When we are in the wilderness of our spiritual searching, we receive hidden manna, not visible to the world. We're given this spiritual energy, this spiritual nurturing, this spiritual nourishment that sustains us. It nourishes the soul and the body. It benefits the whole being. That's the manna. The second promise is the white stone. Back in the time when Jesus was teaching and someone served time in prison or in bondage of any kind, they were given a white stone when they were released. It served as a symbol that they had done their time and they had been given a passage to live with all the rights of a free person. Now, each of us comes from the bondage of our past. False limitations, old beliefs, error thinking. That's been what has imprisoned us. With the release from bondage comes a sense of worthiness. We are beloved of God. We are one with the divine. We are free and we are unlimited. And that's what the white stone represents. The third promise is a new name. In the Bible, we read of many name changes. For example, Saul, which means personal will, was struck to his knees. He was blinded for 3 days, and he had to look within. He was given a new name at the time of his awakening. Saul means personal will, and he was transformed to Paul, which means enlightened will. He's a symbol of human will that surrenders to divine will. And in that surrender, he claimed his divine power. Now, again, the story of a name change is common in biblical mythology. The prophet Isaiah wrote chapter 62, verse 2. The lower consciousness shall see your freedom, and you shall be given a new name that the mouth of the Lord will give. Again, a new name. Abram, as he grew in spiritual awareness, became Abraham. Sarai became Sarah. Jacob was renamed Israel. Simon was renamed Peter, which is faith. So when we awaken to inner spirit, to that still small voice within, we take a new identity, almost a new persona, a new name. And this refers to the new higher realization of the I am consciousness, a new awareness of our God self. And this is where the ceremony called White Stone comes in. In the passage, we are told, I will give a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. That stone represents our consciousness, and the new name or the new word is what is coming through us in consciousness. Our new name indicates a new way of being. We're not new in a spiritual sense. We're just living in a new way, in alignment with God. the truth of our being. And it goes on to say that no one knows except the one who receives it. This name, this new word comes to us from our Christ self, our Christ consciousness, our divinity. So we're the only one that knows it. It can't come from outside of us. It can't come from another person, regardless of who that person is. This new name is between us and our divinity. It's between us and God. So I ask you the question, and we ask ourselves the question, who am I? Or what am I to be called in this coming year? And this is where we go within. We go within to get those answers, to speak, to listen to that still small voice within. So right now, I invite you to get comfortable in your seats. I invite you to remove anything that's on your lap. I invite you to put your feet flat on the floor, your hands comfortably on your lap. You can close your eyes, because this is an invitation to a meditation on what you're being called to do in this new year. This is a time to claim your new name. So I invite you to pick up that stone or that piece of paper and hold it in your hands. And as you hold it, open your mind to hearing your new name. If a new name comes to you into your awareness as I'm speaking, feel free to write it down. If nothing comes to you during this ceremony, just continue the process on your own and you will receive something. Because whenever we ask, there is an answer. This new character identity that you intend to cultivate in the coming year might be connected to that which you released at the burning bowl ceremony. So now let your awareness drop from your head down into your heart, from your intellect into your deep inner knowing, into the awareness of divine love and wisdom. Right now, in this place, at this time, the beginning of a new year, I invite you to consciously surrender to the activity of the divine in you. Open your imagination. Allow wisdom to speak. Give your ego a few minutes off and let the divine holy voice in you come through. Perhaps there's a new career, a new title, or a new quality that spirit is moving you to express. Give yourself permission to know that as you release that which no longer serves your highest good, you claim a new quality, a new name, a new way of being. You are free, free from all that binds you. Breathe in, live in this new beginning. So as you are guided by spirit, I invite you to trust in this moment. Allow spirit to give to you this sacred place of meditation. In this moment of truth, an insight into your divine purpose, an insight into your holy essence is being brought to you. Now, in this secret and sacred place of Most High, I invite you to hear this new name that is speaking within you. And I invite you to move deeper and deeper into the silence and just listen. If a name has come to you, write it on your stone or your piece of paper and remain quiet and allow yourself to ask for deeper understanding. Ask if there's any steps that you need to take. So in this moment, allow yourself to simply open to spirit and say, God in me reveals my true essence. God in me reveals my next step. God in me lives a joyous, peaceful, fulfilling life. And once again, allow yourselves to move deeper and deeper into the silence and just listen. And just breathe in the essence of that new word, that new name, that new way of being. And anytime you look at your white stone, realize that you have the gift of choice, the gift to live differently, to live more fully, to begin again, to connect with God and create with God. This white stone carries a new name, a spiritual identity, and a deeper awareness of your soul's journey at this time in your life. No one in the entire universe except your inner wisdom knows this new name. But it has come to your awareness to be lived out, to be expressed, to be embodied as you. It is what your true self, the divine in you, is calling you to do or to be. It's a whisper from your soul that you are so much more than you have ever realized. Jesus said, it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Accept this consciousness of ever increasing good in your life. And I invite you to carry this stone as a reminder of this promise. A thankfulness flows over us as we receive our new name. Along with it comes the power and guidance to achieve all that we desire. This is our new name. We see it, we decree it. We are on the path to gather greater insights and awareness and a new beginning. And now I invite you to bring to mind anyone who may need to be in need of prayer. Reaffirm that there's a power and a presence within them, within ourselves, that can see us and see them through anything that they may be experiencing in the outer world. Reaffirm the peace of this divine presence within them is active in their life. We extend this prayer to those on our unity prayer list, to those on silent unity, and we extend it to the wider circle of the world. We are so blessed to be aware of this divine presence within us. So blessed to be able to go forth in expression of this new name, this new way of being. And I invite you now to bring your consciousness back into your body, back into the room where you are. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And welcome back. And this is the time during our service where we have the opportunity to give. So I invite you to take your gifts and hold them in your hand, or visualize a credit card, or whatever method you use for giving. We feel the energy of love that we are moving down our arms into our hands, infusing these gifts with positive thoughts, positive energy. And know it's an expression of our generosity, the generosity of the universe, the abundance that is ours and is always there for us. Affirming that God is our source and God consciousness is our supply. So I invite you to bless these gifts with me with your mics muted. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I choose to give and all that I am open to receive, and I am grateful.
And our closing song.